1218 1218. Chapter 12:18. Even the dead may not be reliable. The purple light flowed on the surface of the soul, quickly covering the entire soul. Lin Moyu's soul rapidly absorbed the purple light, which then disappeared. After absorbing the Shuojin essence, the soul's defense greatly increased. Then, a second layer of Shuojin essence appeared, flowing over the soul again for absorption. With each round of absorption, the soul's defense grew stronger. Lin Moyu, relying on the quality of his soul, absorbed the Shuojin essence without restraint. He only stopped when his soul was completely saturated and could no longer absorb any more Shuojin essence. In the great world, there are many treasures, but those that can enhance the soul are very rare. Shuojin essence is a rare treasure. If the soul does not leave the soul world, protected by the soul barrier, one cannot experience the effects of Shuojin essence. But once the soul leaves the body, whether in soul manifestation or soul law domain, the soul's defense becomes extremely important. The soul can exert astonishing combat power but is also extremely fragile. After absorbing enough Shuojin essence, Lin Moyu roughly judged that his soul defense had surpassed the peak of the God King realm. His soul could almost ignore soul attacks from the God King realm. Even soul attacks from the God Sovereign realm could not easily destroy his soul. If he encountered a God Sovereign like Kongwen Buddha again, at least in terms of the soul, it would not be easy to kill him. Ultimately, it was his own realm that was lacking, dragging down his soul. Otherwise, the soul could continue to strengthen. He had absorbed a lot of Shuojin essence, but the space was still filled with dazzling purple light, and the Shuojin essence had not decreased.
Unfortunately, Shuojin essence cannot be taken away.
Once Shuojin essence leaves the Shuojin star, it will dissipate. So it can only be absorbed here with no other way. But not many people have the ability to enter the Shuojin star. Even if they do, due to the limitations of their soul realm quality, they cannot absorb much, certainly not as much as Lin Moyu. Being able to absorb 1/10 of what Lin Moyu did would already be considered very strong. Since it cannot be taken away, there is no need to linger. He shifted his gaze from the Shuojin essence and checked the information sent back by the skeletons.
Sure enough, they found it.
One of the skeletons discovered a passage. This passage was very hidden, almost impossible to find without the skeleton's carpet search. It was hidden behind a piece of Shuojin, with Shuojin essence wrapped around it, making it almost undetectable under the interweaving purple-blue light. Following the passage, Lin Moyu felt something was wrong after just a few steps. The Shuojin essence in the passage was incredibly dense. The passage was completely dyed purple, with a large amount of Shuojin essence floating in it. With each step, he could push aside a large amount of Shuojin essence. The Shuojin essence outside the cave was just a part that had drifted out from the passage. Lin Moyu immediately became curious about the other end of the passage. However, he did not let down his guard. The God King of the Starry Sky Spirit Clan had died here. Whether he died outside or inside the passage was unclear. Not finding the corresponding corpse outside, Lin Moyu guessed that he might have died at the other end of the passage. The visibility in the passage was extremely poor, completely obscured by the purple light of the Shuojin essence. Several skeletons led the way, their movements making cracking sounds. After walking for a while, the purple light suddenly dispersed, as if entering another space. Here, the purple light was still pervasive but concentrated, no longer obstructing vision like in the passage. Above the space, there was a huge purple light cluster composed of Shuojin essence. Strands of Shuojin essence were spilling out from the light cluster. Below the light cluster, a humanoid creature sat cross-legged. Beside him lay a devouring gold beast. This devouring gold beast was not large, appearing quite small compared to other devouring gold beasts. However, its aura was not weak, with purple light flowing on its skin, exuding a sense of nobility.
Starry Sky Spirit Clan. Devouring Gold Beast Emperor.
Combining the information obtained earlier, it was not difficult to identify these two. The Starry Sky Spirit Clan member was absorbing Shuojin essence here when he was ambushed by the devouring Gold Beast Emperor, leading to his death. His soul was devoured by the devouring Gold Beast Emperor, which then gained intelligence, leading to subsequent events. Lin Moyu was also seeing this mysterious race for the first time and couldn't help but observe more closely. The Starry Sky Spirit Clan was very similar to humans. However, they had a single horn on their heads. It was somewhat like the horn of the Unicorn Clan but more delicate and small. Apart from that, they were almost indistinguishable from humans. Even their clothing was very similar to that of humans. The Starry Sky Spirit Clan was indeed extraordinary, being able to find this place. If it were another race, they wouldn't even be able to get close. Moreover, the corpse had not decayed after death, indicating they had strong poison resistance, possibly even immunity. Since there was a corpse here, it was easy to handle. Lin Moyu flicked a flame onto the corpse of the Starry Sky Spirit Clan member. In the flame, Lin Moyu sensed the soul's movement. Following some mysterious rule, the soul was being reassembled. A few seconds later, the Starry Sky Spirit Clan member opened his eyes. His eyes were as deep as the starry sky, seemingly containing the entire great world. Lin Moyu had seen such eyes before. They were like Yu Qingrou's eyes.
Starry Sky Fish Clan, Starry Sky Spirit Clan. Both have the term Starry Sky in their names. Could there be a special meaning?
Lin Moyu pondered. The resurrected Starry Sky Spirit Clan member looked at Lin Moyu calmly, neither bowing nor calling him master. Lin Moyu saw a sense of pride in his eyes. Resurrected beings retain all their memories, including their thoughts and personalities. Although their thoughts are forcibly twisted by the spell to completely obey Lin Muyu's commands, sometimes, some proud personalities resist. Lin Moyu didn't mind and asked,
"Are you from the Starry Sky Spirit Clan?"
The person nodded without speaking.
"What is your name? What is your realm?" "Tian Zihan, God King 3rd rank."
The answer was straightforward, without any unnecessary words. Lin Moyu asked,
"The giant who kneels and the person who bows with empty hands, are they your spells?"
Tian Zihan nodded again.
"Yes."
Lin Moyu continued,
"Then tell me, what are the laws of your Starry Sky Spirit Clan spells, and how do those strange effects come about?"
Tian Zihan did not speak, his eyes showing a struggle and pain. Soon, his star-filled eyes turned bloodshot, and blood flowed from the corners of his eyes. Lin Moyu frowned. Tian Zihan was resisting his command. Then Tian Zihan suddenly closed his eyes, his aura fluctuating violently.
"He's going to self-destruct."
Lin Muyu's expression changed, and he instantly issued a command. Destroy. The soul dissipated, and Tian Zihan turned to dust, vanishing completely. Lin Moyu had the power to control the life and death of resurrected beings, able to turn them to dust with a single thought. He hadn't expected Tian Zihan to attempt self-destruction. What kind of power could make Tian Zihan resist the resurrection of the dead spell? Clearly, Tian Zihan did not want to reveal the secrets of the Starry Sky Spirit Clan. Lin Moyu felt helpless. This race's mystery and danger level in his mind increased.
"It seems even the dead may not be reliable."
1219, 1219, Chapter 1219. Is this the source of everything? From this moment on, all traces of Tian Zihan in the Great World were completely erased. Perhaps only in the memories of some members of the Starry Sky Spirit Clan would there be such a God King. Lin Muyu's gaze fell on the devouring Gold Beast Emperor beside him.
"I hope you can give me an answer."
He flicked a flame, which landed on the devouring Gold Beast Emperor. The Beast of Fire, the devouring Gold Beast Emperor, slowly opened its eyes. After becoming a resurrected being, it prostrated on the ground, letting out a low growl. Seeing this, Lin Moyu breathed a sigh of relief, thinking he might be able to get some information. The devouring Gold Beast Emperor had devoured Tian Zihan's soul, and should have learned a lot about the Starry Sky Spirit Clan. But then Lin Moyu frowned. Through his connection with the resurrected being, he felt something was wrong. The soul of the devouring gold beast emperor was lifeless, lacking any sign of intelligence. It didn't seem to have any wisdom. It was more like a beast acting purely on instinct, without thought. Lin Moyu asked in a low voice,
"Can you speak?"
"Roar." The response was a beastly roar. The sound was like that of a lion or tiger, somewhat imposing, but it was useless to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu patted his head, realizing what was going on. Tian Zihan had been obliterated, and the resurrection of the dead spell had erased all traces of his existence. Even the soul that had been devoured could not be restored. Even in the soul reconstituted by the resurrection of the dead spell, there was no information about Tian Zihan. The resurrected devouring gold beast emperor's soul was in the state it was before devouring Tian Zihan's soul, without intelligence, without thought, purely a beast acting on instinct. It was even less intelligent than many household dogs. But at least, as a resurrected being, it was more obedient than a dog. Knowing he couldn't get any more information, Lin Moyu asked,
"Can you control the Shuajin Source Star?"
The devouring gold beast emperor raised its head, showing some confusion in its eyes, as if it didn't understand Lin Muyu's question. It had no wisdom, so it naturally couldn't understand the common language of the great world. Lin Moyu had no choice but to communicate using soul consciousness. Using soul communication could bypass language barriers. The devouring gold beast emperor nodded its head. As Lin Moyu had thought, it indeed had the ability to control the Shuajin stars. However, they had never shown this ability over countless years due to their lack of wisdom. It was precisely because of this ability that it could use the Shuajin source star as its new body. Lin Moyu understood that it wasn't truly a physical body, but rather a soul temporarily residing in the Shuajin source star, controlling it to seal off the area, making the 6 to 99 region a one-way zone. However, it was too stupid to explain its origin clearly, and even Lin Muyu's commands required multiple communications to be understood. Lin Moyu felt helpless about this. After repeated communications, he finally had it lift the restriction on the 6 to 99 region, restoring it to its usual state. From this moment on, people outside could come in, and those inside could go out. Lin Moyu looked up at the purple light cluster in midair. The Shuajin source star was the core of the 6 to 99 region. So this purple light cluster was the core of the Shuajin source star. The Shuajin essence in the Shuajin source star came from it. The devouring gold beast emperor couldn't explain its origin, but through communication, Lin Moyu discovered that the origin of the devouring gold beasts was related to this purple light cluster. Even the entire 6 to 99 region and the production of Shuajin were related to the purple light cluster. The small light cluster, only 5 meters in diameter, was the true source of the 6 to 99 region. Lin Muyu's eyes sparkled, his thoughts racing.
Tian Zihan's position should not have changed after his death. From Tian Zihan's previous position, it can be inferred that he was absorbing the power from the light cluster. On the surface, the purple light cluster is just Shuajin essence. There is plenty of Shuajin essence outside, enough for him to absorb. Given his soul level, he couldn't absorb much Shuajin essence, so why did he go out of his way to come here? Could it be that the Shuajin essence in the light cluster is different from that outside?
Muttering to himself, Lin Moyu focused all his attention on the purple light cluster in midair. All the questions should be here. Tian Zihan's purpose in coming here should also be for this light cluster or something within it. However, the devouring gold beast emperor, after devouring Tian Zihan's soul, did not inherit this information. Otherwise, it would not have ignored the light cluster for hundreds of years, enough time to thoroughly study it. Lin Muyu's body slowly floated up, approaching the light cluster. Looking at the radiant light cluster, with strands of Shuajin essence continuously flying out and dispersing into the outside world. Cautiously, he reached out to touch the light cluster. The light cluster felt soft, like entering cool water. But soon, the coolness turned into a burning sensation.
Poison.
Lin Moyu felt the intense poison from the light cluster, the same as the poison from the gold-silver stone, but even more potent and intense. The light cluster was not only the source of Shuajin essence, but also the source of the gold-silver stone's poison, and even the Shuajin mine. If anyone else touched the light cluster, even a third-rank god king, they would surely die.
No wonder Tian Zihan didn't touch the light cluster directly. He clearly knew.
The light cluster was highly toxic, but to Lin Moyu, it only caused a slight burning sensation with no other harm. After some attempts, Lin Moyu decided to go inside and take a look. The purple light cluster was only 5 meters in diameter, not very large. Lin Moyu entered it, his vision enveloped by purple light, making it impossible to see anything. Bathed in the purple light, Lin Moyu felt strange, a very comfortable sensation. The slight burning turned into warmth, warming his entire body. With a hint of surprise, Lin Moyu moved slowly within the light cluster. Soon, he reached the center of the light cluster and saw what was there. A small purple gemstone, located at the very center of the light cluster. The purple light flowed, and all the Shuajin essence originated from it. It was the true source of the 6 to 99 region. A gemstone smaller than a baby's fist, even appearing somewhat broken, was the source of the 6 to 99 region. This was simply unbelievable. Lin Moyu found it incredibly miraculous but did not immediately reach out. No matter the situation, caution had become instinctive. He cast a detection spell and waited for the result. Unknown substance. The result from the detection spell was not unexpected. As Lin Muyu's knowledge and realm grew, encountering more things, he found that the detection spell was not omnipotent. There were many things it could not identify. A skeleton appeared beside Lin Moyu, reaching out to grab the gemstone. Nothing happened. The skeleton held the gemstone without any reaction, indicating it was safe. After a few more seconds with no change, Lin Moyu finally reached out to grab the gemstone. 1220. Chapter 1220. The broken gemstone, the Scourge Scepter. The gemstone felt warm to the touch, emitting a purple glow that flowed like water along Lin Muyu's palm, up his arm, across his shoulder, and quickly spread over his entire body. The warmth made Lin Moyu feel as if he were bathing in a hot spring, extremely comfortable. Lin Moyu suddenly had a thought.
If I take this back, could it continuously produce Shuajin essence?
Shuajin essence is extremely magical, significantly enhancing the soul's defense, making the soul not only safer but also stronger, greatly boosting the combat power of the human race. Lin Moyu felt a surge of excitement and immediately wanted to take the purple gemstone back. However, the purple gemstone didn't budge, no matter how much force Lin Moyu applied. Lin Moyu frowned. With his physical strength, he couldn't move this small gemstone, which was quite laughable. After several attempts, the purple gemstone remained unmoved. Lin Moyu began to exert more force, letting out a low growl. His whole body glowed, breaking through the purple constraints. Unknowingly, he had used the Gathering Power spell. The power of all his summoned creatures continuously converged, and Lin Muyu's strength began to increase significantly. His strength quickly broke through the limits of the true God realm, reaching the God King realm. Then it continued to rise, becoming stronger and stronger. God King 5th rank, 6th rank, 7th rank. At this point, Lin Moyu stopped, not continuing further. He knew there was no need to continue. The gemstone didn't react at all. Even if he raised his realm to the limit God King 9th rank, risking his soul's self-destruction again, he still couldn't move it. This gemstone seemed to have taken root here, and its foundation was incredibly solid, far beyond his strength level. Lin Moyu felt like an ant trying to shake a tree. The purple gemstone's light flickered, as if mocking him. Lin Moyu felt a bit helpless. This thing seemed to be unattainable. Looking at the purple gemstone, with its hazy purple light and noble aura, Lin Muyu's eyes suddenly widened.
Why does it look familiar?
He saw the edge of the gemstone. It was clearly a broken gemstone, smaller than Jinner's fist. Except for the broken part, the outer edge was still intact with sharp and distinct angles. The edges seemed to be deliberately polished, with hundreds or thousands of different angled facets, smooth and beautiful. Lin Moyu felt he had seen such facets somewhere before. He reached out and touched the edge of the gemstone, a flash of inspiration in his mind, finally realizing what it was. The Monarch's Scepter, the weapon he had obtained in a small world, an extremely mysterious weapon. Monarch's Scepter, incomplete legendary weapon, all attributes plus 500,000. Lin Moyu hadn't used this weapon much, only for a short period. It was unusable at low levels and unnecessary at high levels, making it quite awkward. The Monarch's Scepter originally had a large gemstone embedded in it, but the gemstone was lost, so the scepter became incomplete. If it were a complete Monarch's Scepter, it would be even stronger. He had studied the Monarch's Scepter and found facets on the gemstone's setting that were very similar to the purple gemstone. Lin Moyu took out the Monarch's Scepter from his storage space and compared it. Then he aligned the gemstone setting of the Monarch's Scepter with the purple gemstone. When the two made contact, they seemed to fit perfectly, and the purple gemstone emitted a buzzing sound, radiating brilliant light. Lin Muyu's vision suddenly changed, finding himself in an unfamiliar starry sky. This feeling was like the demonstration screen scene when awakening a skill. At this moment, he became a third-party observer. In the starry sky, a fierce battle was raging. Countless skeletons charged forward, engaging in a fierce battle with the enemy. The battlefield spanned the vast starry sky, stretching for billions of kilometers. The number of skeletons was uncountable, and they came in various types. Lin Moyu saw familiar skeleton warriors, skeleton mages, and archers. He saw skeleton generals and bone dragons. He saw death knights and lich generals. He also saw some skeletons he had never seen before. Some skeletons had bone wings on their backs, emitting a holy light. There were also skeleton knights riding unicorn warhorses, covered in thunder. These skeletons all had halos under their feet, extremely powerful. But the enemies they were fighting were shrouded in a mist, making them indistinguishable. The skeletons fought fearlessly, and the battle was intense. At this moment, someone wielding a scepter appeared, the Monarch's Scepter, with a large gemstone on it. Gold, silver, purple, white, and gray. 5 colors of light radiated from the gemstone, illuminating the starry sky. The person holding the scepter cast a spell. The skeleton's combat power surged, and the enemies were defeated one after another. Corpses floated like dust in the starry sky. At this moment, a long spear shot from the distant starry sky, hitting the gemstone on the scepter with astonishing force. The gemstone shattered into pieces, and the scene abruptly ended. Lin Moyu woke up, realizing that the scene just now showed the reason for the gemstone's fragmentation. The purple gemstone before him was only 1/5 of the complete gemstone. The long spear that shattered the gemstone made Lin Moyu feel uneasy. He clearly saw that the spear was covered in runes. In fact, the spear was composed entirely of runes. And these runes were the runes of the Great World.
It was the runes of the Great World that shattered the gemstone. But even the runes of the Great World could only shatter the gemstone, not destroy it. This gemstone is on the same level as the runes of the Great World. Then the Monarch's Scepter that can hold it must also be a treasure of that level.
Lin Muyu's thoughts raced, quickly understanding the situation. He hadn't expected that the incomplete weapon he obtained in a small world was of such a high level. Lin Moyu looked at the Monarch's Scepter in his hand, which was now radiating brilliant light, completely transformed. It was as if a layer of false skin had peeled off, revealing its true form. The scepter displayed exquisite patterns, looking noble from any angle. The patterns seemed naturally formed, and the entire scepter exuded an awe-inspiring pressure. These patterns looked like a scythe. The purple gemstone was now embedded in the scepter, and when Lin Moyu retracted the scepter, he also retracted the purple gemstone. At this moment, he had a thought and used the detection spell again. Unknown treasure. The detection spell gave a different answer, surprising Lin Moyu, who wondered why. Previously, the detection spell had clearly given an answer, but now it was different. After some thought, Lin Moyu guessed there was only one possibility. The previous answer was given by the monarch's scepter itself. The monarch's scepter had actively deceived the detection spell. At this level of treasure, it would be abnormal if it didn't have self-awareness. Lin Moyu communicated with the monarch's scepter through his soul consciousness and indeed sensed an awareness inside. But this awareness seemed to be in a deep sleep with little feedback. Only a bit of information let Lin Moyu know the weapon's true name. The monarch's scepter was just a pseudonym. Its real name was the Scourge Scepter, 1221, 1221. Chapter 1221. Great Harvest. This trip is complete. The Scourge Scepter. Upon learning its name, Lin Moyu seemed to see an endless horde of undead, surging like an apocalyptic disaster. The entire world was shrouded in the end of death, with destruction looming. Lin Moyu shivered all over, almost dropping the Scourge Scepter. He felt that what he was holding was not just an indescribable magical treasure, but an object terrifying enough to destroy the entire great world. Calming his mind, Lin Moyu took a deep breath, inhaling a large amount of Shuajin essence, and exhaled layers of purple threads from his mouth. Not only did he not throw away the Scourge Scepter, but he held it even tighter.
Whether it's a scourge or an apocalypse, it depends on who uses it. If one day a true disaster is to be brought, it will be led by me. My existence will be the disaster for all other races.
Lin Moyu said solemnly, word by word, with determination. In a great battle, the core gemstone of the Scourge Scepter was shattered into 5 pieces. The 5 gemstones, gold, silver, purple, gray, and white, each had different functions, though their powers were intertwined yet relatively independent. The purple gemstone in his hand contained the ability to enhance the soul, known as the soul gem. The Shuajin essence was just the overflow of its power, inheriting the ability to enhance the soul. Subsequently, the Shuajin essence spread throughout the starry sky, forming a unique region. Over the years, the Shuajin essence divided into yin and yang sides. The yang side became Shuajin, an excellent material. The yin side became gold-silver stone, containing deadly poison, capable of corroding everything and killing invisibly. Everything in the world has yin and yang, black and white, which Lin Moyu had long understood. His undead law was the most typical example. Knowing the origin of this region, Lin Moyu realized that after taking the soul gem, this region would cease to exist in a few years. With the source gone, it couldn't be maintained for long. But what did that matter to him? He couldn't leave the Scourge Scepter here. Such a treasure, on par with the runes of the great world, would be foolish not to take.
The consciousness of the scepter fell into a deep sleep during the great battle, and it's unknown when it will awaken. The 5 gemstones are scattered, their whereabouts unknown. Finding them will be extremely difficult, depending on fate.
Although the Scourge Scepter couldn't be used yet, its level was so high that it could still play a role. Unlike the Shuajin essence, which only enhanced soul defense, the purple soul gem contained more comprehensive abilities. It could increase the soul's ability to comprehend laws, fundamentally enhancing it. Over time, the soul's understanding of various laws would greatly increase, making cultivation easier. This was very important, and Lin Moyu was well aware of it. In his eyes, this function was more important than enhancing soul defense. Suppressing his inner joy, Lin Moyu murmured,
As expected of something on the same level as the runes of the great world, even with the spirit of the treasure in a deep sleep and the core gemstone shattered, it still has such powerful effects. Anyone who obtains it will treat it as a supreme treasure. My understanding of the undead law is not slow, but the comprehension of laws becomes slower in the later stages. Especially after reaching the 3rd rank of the God King, with the law comprehension halfway through, each rank advancement takes centuries. After reaching the 7th rank of the God King, it takes even longer, sometimes thousands of years to advance a rank. Countless people are stuck at the God King level, unable to reach the God Sovereign level. One reason is the lack of soul quality, and the other is the difficulty in comprehending laws. Upon reaching the God Sovereign level, with the law comprehension at 100%, the laws manifest and enter the Law Star River, starting the struggle for the Great Tao, making it even more difficult. At that time, understanding other laws becomes crucial, and the ability to comprehend laws becomes even more important.
The soul's ability to comprehend laws largely determines the achievable upper limit. Although Lin Moyu hadn't reached that level yet, through reading materials and his own analysis, he had made some guesses. Therefore, the higher the cultivation level, the more important the soul's comprehension ability becomes. Unless one follows the path of pure physical sanctification, this point cannot be ignored. With a flash of light, the scourge scepter disappeared, reappearing in the soul world, held by the soul. The soul exhaled a long breath, its thoughts becoming exceptionally clear, and its understanding of laws more profound. Having just reached the 6th rank of the true God, it now advanced another step, nearing the 7th rank of the true God. Moreover, after reaching the 6th rank of the true God, there were still some unclear points in the understanding of laws, which now became crystal clear. With this, if another massacre occurred, relying on the dual original spell's ability to absorb souls, it could completely advance to the 7th rank of the true God. A slight smile appeared on his lips.
This trip has been very rewarding.
Although there were some twists and turns, the harvest far exceeded expectations. Not only did he obtain the Shuajin essence as desired, greatly enhancing his soul defense, he also unexpectedly obtained the purple soul gem, revealing the true form of the Scourge Scepter and allowing it to play a role. As the purple gemstone disappeared, the light cluster was gradually dissipating. The dissipation was slow, and at this rate, it would take at least 100 years. What happens in 100 years is none of his concern. Leaving the Shuajin source star, the starry sky was calm. The devouring gold beasts were all dead, and Lin Muyu's eyes showed some contemplation. He still didn't know where the devouring gold beasts came from, but similarly, it didn't matter to him. He summoned the golden eagle god king, who had been hiding in the distance. At this moment, the golden eagle god king was emitting green smoke, and its golden body had long lost its luster. The poison near the Shuajin source star was too strong for it to resist. If it hadn't been continuously using anti-poison treasures, it would have died long ago. Now it had reached its limit, and if Lin Moyu had come out any later, it would have died. But as a resurrected being, without Lin Muyu's command, it wouldn't leave even if it died. Lin Moyu flicked a strand of the undead law, transforming it into the power of life, washing over its entire body. The feathers regained vitality, and the golden light shone again. Lin Moyu stood on its back.
Let's go back.
With a command, the golden eagle god king roared towards the direction they came from. Shortly after Lin Moyu left, a phantom appeared in the small cave at the core of the Shuajin source star. The phantom wore green clothes embroidered with cloud patterns, exuding nobility. He looked somewhat similar to Tian Zihan, with a delicate horn on his head. Like Tian Zihan, he was a member of the Starry Sky Spirit clan. The phantom looked at the Shuajin essence. His eyes filled with contemplation.
Tian Zihan perished here. There is a lot of soul origin energy here. Did Tian Zihan really find the soul gem? But where is this place? The laws here are strange, seemingly not belonging to the normal starry sky. But besides Tian Zihan, there seems to be someone else's presence here. I'll remember this presence. Maybe I can find it in the future.
He scanned the surroundings with a puzzled look. He was clearly restricted by something, unable to leave or determine his location. In the end, he sighed and gradually disappeared. After he left, the small space underwent new changes. In the purple light cluster, a black dot appeared. The black dot was like a black hole, seemingly connected to another world, with unusual light emanating from it. 1222 1222. Chapter 1222. No problem. I'll take you out. For the past few days, Ji Hongshan's brows had not relaxed. The sudden attack of the devouring gold beasts had been anticipated by Lin Moyu, who directly resolved the situation. The skeletons displayed astonishing combat power, sweeping through the devouring gold beasts like autumn leaves, cleaning them up completely. All the human cultivators were left in awe. However, after the cleanup, most of the skeletons suddenly disappeared, leaving only a small portion behind. Ji Hongshin didn't know if this was Lin Moyu controlling them from afar, or if the skeletons had hidden themselves again. He remained somewhat worried, fearing more devouring gold beasts might come, and that nearby beryllium gold stars might be detonated, spreading toxic powder.
I wonder how Brother Lin is doing. But seeing that the skeletons and puppets are fine, the master should be fine too, right?
He looked at the remaining skeleton generals, deep in thought. After cleaning up the devouring gold beasts, the skeletons gathered all the remaining beryllium gold together. Tens of thousands of high-purity beryllium gold pieces were piled up, emitting a faint blue glow. This was a considerable fortune, but no one dared to covet it. Just looking at the skeleton generals guarding it, anyone who dared to have ideas about it would be courting death. A few days later, a golden light shot from afar. Lin Muyu's figure appeared in sight. The golden eagle god king flew away, and Lin Moyu, with the wings of the undead vibrating, stepped on the halo of the law of light, flying over. Ji Hongshin was overjoyed and immediately flew out of the battleship to greet him.
Brother Lin, you're finally back.
Lin Moyu saw the worry in his eyes, knowing he was a man of true feelings. Lin Moyu didn't like to waste words and wasn't one for many pleasantries.
It's all resolved. We can go back now.
Ji Hongshin's eyes lit up with joy but then showed some concern.
But the area covered by the toxic powder is too large. Our battleship might not make it through.
Lin Moyu smiled.
No problem, I'll take you out. I estimate that the military outside should be able to come in now.
The blockade was lifted, and the 6 to 99 area had returned to normal, allowing entry and exit again. In this short time, the military must have found a suitable passage and sent people in again. Ji Hongshin now trusted Lin Moyu completely and nodded.
All right, we'll follow Brother Lin's lead.
The two entered the battleship, which started and flew in the direction they had come from. Soon, the battleship stopped in front of the toxic powder-filled starry sky. This place had become a forbidden zone, where neither life nor matter could exist due to the corrosive poison. Lin Moyu stood at the front of the battleship, expanding his law domain to cover the entire ship. Then the battleship plunged into the toxic powder, moving quickly inside. With Lin Muyu's law protection, the toxic powder had no effect on the battleship. Ji Hongshin's eyes flashed with amazement. He had thought Lin Moyu had some powerful treasure to avoid the poison. He didn't expect Lin Moyu to block the toxic powder with just his law domain. He was curious about Lin Muyu's law, but no matter how much he racked his brain, he couldn't identify it. Clearly, it was a law he didn't recognize. Although curious, he didn't ask further, knowing it was Lin Muyu's secret. He was smart enough not to pry into things he shouldn't. Meng Gang, Yuzhu, and others had also been worried these days. The starry sky was calm, and since the human and demon armies had entered, there had been no movement. But just a day ago, the starry sky suddenly trembled. The Silent Edge area suddenly changed. As a god king, Meng Gang sensed the spatial change and carefully felt it, saying,
The blockade is lifted, and the space is restored.
Yuzhu's pretty face showed joy.
Does that mean we can go out now?
Meng Gang said.
We should be able to, but should we?
He remembered Lin Muyu's instructions. If the skeletons were still alive, even if a passage appeared, they shouldn't go out. Lin Moyu hadn't explained why in detail at the time. Meng Gang's words reminded Yuzhu.
So should we go out or not?
Meng Gang thought for a moment.
I think we should wait and see for now. My analysis is that if the blockade is gone, it means the captain must have done something. And if the skeletons are fine, the captain should be fine too. So let's wait. The captain should be back soon.
Yuzhu and the others agreed with Meng Gang's reasoning and decided to wait. After the blockade was lifted, spatial activity became more frequent. Bubbles appeared from time to time, forming passages of various sizes. Some small passages couldn't accommodate people, but occasionally large passages appeared, allowing people or even armies to pass through. This change was noticed by those outside. On the third day, more teams rushed in. This time, it wasn't just humans and demons. The Golden Eagle Clan, Demon Clan, Bull Demon Clan, and humans all had teams rushing in. Not only were there more races, but the numbers far exceeded the last time. The Demon Clan alone had tens of thousands. Battleships hovered in the starry sky, looking menacing. The Golden Eagle Clan also had over 10,000 people, with a giant golden eagle over 1,000 kilometers long above their team. That was their totem and their war weapon. The humans were not to be outdone, with two 10,000-man formations standing neatly in the starry sky, ready for battle. Human battleships also hovered in the starry sky. Meng Gang and the others found themselves in the middle of these teams, seemingly surrounded. Yuzhu whispered with a serious expression. Meng Gang was also worried. Although the skeletons were strong, the enemy had many people. The Golden Eagle Clan and Demon Clan were enemies of the humans. If they attacked together, it was uncertain if the skeletons could hold them off. They were now at the center, and any movement could trigger a conflict, making them the first targets. As they hesitated, a star appeared in the distance. A human battleship flew from the depths of the starry sky. Although human battleships looked similar, they all had numbers on them. Meng Gang immediately recognized it as the battleship led by Ji Hongshan. Ji Hongshan was back. So was Lin Moyu with him? At this moment, the surrounding skeleton generals collectively turned to look at the battleship. This made Meng Gang and the others realize that Lin Moyu had returned. The battleship stopped in the starry sky, and Lin Moyu was the first to fly out. Meng Gang and the others breathed a sigh of relief. Lin Moyu was safe and had returned. After Lin Moyu, the human soldiers on the battleship flew out, quickly forming a battle formation and joining the standoff. With an additional 10,000-man team, the human forces greatly increased. Now, even if the Demon Clan and Golden Eagle Clan joined forces, the humans wouldn't be afraid. Especially Ji Hongshan, who knew Lin Muyu's combat power. In front of Lin Moyu, the Demon Clan and Golden Eagle Clan were nothing. Lin Moyu went straight to Meng Gang and the others, scanning them.
Good, we should go back.
Meng Gang immediately saluted.
Yes, sir.
Lin Moyu was their captain, and his orders were military orders. 1223, 1223. Chapter 1223. From Looking Up to Looking Down. Shu Meng Gang and the others followed Lin Muyu's orders and quickly retreated. Throughout the process, although the Demon Clan and the Golden Eagle Clan made some moves, they ultimately did not take action. Before the situation was clear, no one acted rashly. The three sides had similar strengths, and if they really fought, it would inevitably result in mutual destruction. Neither the Demon Clan nor the Golden Eagle Clan wanted to make the first move and let the other side take advantage. As for the Bull Demon Clan, they were even less likely to act. They had always been neutral, having only ordinary relations with the three sides, neither good nor bad. After Meng Gang and the others returned, the human team quickly retreated and regrouped. After waiting for several hours, a giant passage appeared, and the team left the area ruled by the beryllium gold source star. During this time, Yuzhu curiously asked,
Captain, is the mission completed?
Lin Moyu simply replied,
It's done.
Yuzhu's eyes lit up.
Really? Did you find any survivors? I'll give a detailed report when we get back. Just wait for the news.
Some things that happened inside could be said, while others could not. After weighing the options, Lin Moyu decided that at least someone at the Legion commander level should be informed. Even elders were not qualified. Yuzhu wanted to ask more, but was interrupted by Meng Gang.
It's good that the mission is completed.
He gave Yuzhu a look, signaling her not to ask further. As a veteran of the military, he knew that even if questions were to be asked, they should be done privately. With so many people around, it was best to say less. Even using soul communication, the military had ways to monitor. The starry sky began to change, the blue starry sky gradually fading, replaced by a sky full of stars and deep darkness. The familiar aura of the great world spread through their bodies as they left the world shrouded by beryllium gold and returned to the original great world. The aftermath of a great battle was evident. The sky was filled with the wreckage of warships, and countless soldiers were busy cleaning up the battlefield. Every piece of material from the warships was precious. Even if defeated, they could be recycled and should not be wasted. In the distance, millions of kilometers away, the demons seemed to be doing similar work. Lin Moyu observed this and found it as he had expected. A battle had indeed broken out here, and it was not small in scale. Judging by the wreckage of the warships, the human race had lost at least 10 warships. Each warship could accommodate a 10,000-man team, so the participating army was several times larger. Could even be a battle involving millions. A battle of this scale was equivalent to the total military strength of a star fortress. The human race had 10 star fortresses, with a normal garrison of around 10 million. Of course, the human race's total military strength was much more than that, more than 10 times that number. If a real war broke out, the human race could increase its forces by tens of millions, even hundreds of millions, in a short time. This was the confidence of the human race, the confidence of being a strong race in the great world. A familiar figure in white, Li Yuanbai, flew over. He had received the news immediately and knew that Lin Moyu had returned.
Greetings, Senior.
Lin Moyu greeted him proactively. Li Yuanbai responded with a smile.
It's good to have you back. Come, the Lord is waiting for you.
Lin Moyu nodded and glanced at Meng Gang, Yuzhu, Wang Zhenghao, and Rong Jie behind him. His meaning was clear. These four were his teammates, and if there was anything, they should be included. Li Yuanbai understood and immediately said,
Come along. Your team completed the mission and will be rewarded.
Lin Moyu walked side by side with Li Yuanbai, while Meng Gang and the others followed behind, their expressions somewhat strange. In this mission, the four of them were actually burdens. Not only did they not help, but they also distracted Lin Moyu. The mission was completed by Lin Moyu alone, so it was normal if they didn't receive any rewards. Li Yuanbai led them through the defensive line formed by warships to a circular fortress. The fortress was not large, not much bigger than a warship, but it exuded a suffocating pressure. Lin Moyu sensed the smell of blood from the fortress, knowing it had once dominated the battlefield, stained with blood, and killed countless enemies. Meng Gang and the others did not have this feeling. When they saw the fortress, they only felt a heavy pressure on their bodies, making them uneasy. Meng Gang's face changed slightly as he recognized the fortress, whispering,
The War God Fortress.
Yuzhu, seeing the War God Fortress for the first time, had heard of its name and immediately asked,
Is this the War God Fortress created by the War God himself?
Meng Gang nodded.
Yes.
Yuzhu's eyes sparkled with admiration.
I never thought I would see the War God Fortress.
There was only one person who could be called the War God, Xiao Zhantian. Listening to their conversation, Lin Moyu knew the fortress was created by Xiao Zhantian, and he couldn't help but feel a sense of respect. But he also felt strange. Xiao Zhantian's era was very distant. If this fortress was indeed created by Xiao Zhantian, it should exude an ancient aura. This fortress, though aged, did not feel ancient. Li Yuanbai, hearing their conversation, turned and smiled.
This is indeed the War God Fortress, but not one of the original ones created by the War God himself.
Yuzhu immediately asked,
Is it a replica of the real War God Fortress?
Li Yuanbai nodded with a smile.
Yes, although it's a replica, it still has considerable power. Of course, it can't compare to the ones created by the War God himself.
Yuzhu showed a hint of disappointment but quickly smiled.
Seeing a replica is still good. My ancestors said the War God Fortress is a very powerful war weapon, rarely seen.
Li Yuanbai nodded with a smile.
Indeed.
His attitude was surprisingly good, without any airs. After all, he was an elder and a strong god sovereign. Normally, he wouldn't be so approachable. Meng Gang, not being foolish, knew that Li Yuanbai was being considerate of Lin Moyu. Otherwise, he wouldn't have spoken so kindly to someone like him. Li Yuanbai led them into the war god fortress, arriving at a building at the top. Lin Moyu observed the building, with its black walls and sharp edges, embodying a military style. There were no decorations, but there were many marks left by battles. Lin Moyu couldn't identify the material used, but he was sure he couldn't leave any marks on it. The war god fortress, even as a replica, had immense power, at least not weaker than a god sovereign. Even if he pushed his strength to the 9th rank of the god king, there was still an insurmountable gap to the god sovereign. However, compared to the mysterious manor's ancient castle, this war god fortress was vastly different. Although he still had to look up to the war god fortress now, he believed that one day he could look at it on equal footing, or even look down on it. The door opened silently, and a majestic aura rushed out, then dissipated.
Come in.
A dignified voice sounded. Lin Muyu's heart stirred. The voice sounded familiar. 1224, 1224. Chapter 1224. Senior, let's make a deal. Shu Lin Moyu thought that they would be meeting the Legion commander of Fortress Number 6, but to his surprise, it was Zhu Qiwu. No wonder Li Yuanbai only said that the Lord was waiting for them without specifying who it was. Zhu Qiwu was not a Legion commander but was the powerful figure guarding the entire Vermilion Bird battlefield, holding a position even higher than that of a Legion commander. His cultivation had reached the pinnacle of the God-Sovereign realm, making him one of the strongest among the God-Sovereigns. This matter had actually alarmed this guardian lord.
It shouldn't be, unless he knows about the existence of the soul gem. Otherwise, it wouldn't have alarmed him.
Lin Moyu thought, his mind racing with various thoughts. Upon entering the room, Zhu Qiwu sat at the main seat, with all other seats empty. After they entered, Zhu Qiwu, with a stern expression and an aura of authority, said,
"Sit."
His voice was hoarse and heavy, like a military order that no one dared to disobey. Everyone immediately sat down, except for Li Yuanbai, who remained standing. Zhu Qiwu said in a low voice,
"Elderly, you record."
Li Yuanbai nodded, immediately taking out a jade tablet and placing it on the table. The jade table was activated, emitting a hazy light that enveloped the entire room. Zhu Qiwu said,
"Lin Moyu, recount the mission."
Lin Moyu nodded and recounted the entire mission process, from being ambushed by the devouring gold beasts upon entry, to the traps set by the devouring gold beasts, discovering the method by which the devouring gold beasts gained intelligence by devouring souls, and finally, to eliminating the devouring gold beast emperor. Lin Moyu gave a general overview of the entire process. Meng Gang, Yu Zhu, Wang Zhenghao, and Rong Jia all stared at Lin Moyu with wide eyes, almost unable to believe what they were hearing. They never expected that the events Lin Moyu experienced were so bizarre. The devouring gold beast emperor had used the beryllium gold source star as its body, with defense capabilities far exceeding the 3rd rank of the God King. Such a devouring gold beast emperor was almost an invincible existence in the 6 to 99 area. Yet, even so, it was still defeated by Lin Moyu, raising questions about Lin Muyu's combat power. Lin Moyu had saved over 700 people from the devouring gold beasts and rescued an entire army, completing the mission with flying colors. This guaranteed a promotion in military rank and possibly additional rewards. Meng Gang trembled with excitement. He knew that if Lin Moyu received extra rewards, they, as his team members, would also benefit. The higher Lin Muyu's rewards, the more they would receive. Zhu Qiwu's sharp gaze fixed on Lin Moyu.
"Elderly, did you record everything?"
Li Yuanbai deactivated the jade tablet.
"Yes, everything is recorded."
Zhu Qiwu's tone was slow and deep.
"Then, elderly, please take the jade tablet back for verification by the Human Emperor Network. You all may leave now, but Lin Moyu stay."
Li Yuanbai, without any unnecessary words, stood up, saluted Zhu Qiwu, and quickly left. Meng Gang and the others followed suit and left swiftly. The door closed with a bang, leaving only Lin Moyu and Zhu Qiwu in the room. Outside the door, Meng Gang gathered his courage and cautiously asked.
Elderly, who is that lord?
He felt that Zhu Qiwu's aura was even stronger than that of the Legion commander of Fortress No. 1. Meng Gang was extremely curious. Li Yuanbai's tone carried a hint of respect.
The Guardian Lord.
Meng Gang was stunned, muttering,
It's actually the Guardian Lord. No wonder his presence is so imposing. I didn't expect even the Guardian Lord to be involved. This matter must be extraordinary.
Yuzhu softly said.
It seems the Guardian Lord knows Lin Moyu.
Li Yuanbai glanced at her and snorted.
Some things shouldn't be said carelessly.
Yuzhu turned pale and stuck out her tongue.
I understand. You all wait here. We'll return together later.
After saying this, Li Yuanbai left first, taking the Jade tablet for verification by the Human Emperor Network. He was only responsible for recording, not for verification. Inside the room, the atmosphere suddenly relaxed a bit, and Zhu Qiwu's face showed a slight smile, his imposing aura retracting, returning to the familiar senior that Lin Moyu knew. He lightly tapped his fingers on the table.
Tell me, what did you leave out earlier?
Lin Moyu chuckled.
Some things are not convenient to tell them.
By
them.
He meant Meng Gang, Yuzhu, and the others. Having once been at the top of a small world, he naturally understood. The experienced Zhu Qiwu also understood. So earlier, Zhu Qiwu only asked for a general recount of the mission, without needing detailed specifics. The real details couldn't be recorded openly. Zhu Qiwu squinted his eyes, and the two old foxes understood each other without words. Lin Moyu said,
I was originally thinking about who to talk to about this matter. Finding an elder didn't seem sufficient, and I wasn't familiar with the Legion commander. After thinking it over, I decided to find you. Fortunately, you came.
Zhu Qiwu said gruffly.
Cut the nonsense, get to the point.
Lin Moyu chuckled.
The Devouring Gold Beast Emperor was the first Devouring Gold Beast to gain intelligence. The soul it devoured belonged to someone named Tian Zihan, and the location of the devouring was at the core of the beryllium gold source star.
Zhu Qiwu frowned, muttering,
Tian Zihan. There aren't many people with the surname Tian in our human race. And there shouldn't be any third-rank god kings who could enter the core of the beryllium gold source star. He's not from the human race, is he?
Lin Moyu didn't answer directly, continuing,
The Devouring Gold Beast Emperor inherited some of his abilities, such as spells. When using the spell, a giant holding up the sky would appear and kneel to the enemy.
Bang! Zhu Qiwu suddenly stood up, his face showing shock.
The Starry Sky Spirit Clan.
He indeed knew. To most of the human race, the Starry Sky Spirit Clan was just a name. Apart from knowing that there was such a mysterious race, they knew nothing else. As for their spells, appearance, and characteristics, they were completely unknown. Zhu Qiwu could identify the Starry Sky Spirit Clan just from a description of a spell, indicating he knew a lot about them. Information is always held by those in high positions, and this was no exception. The higher the position, the more one knows. Lin Moyu wasn't surprised, but he was curious about Zhu Qiwu's reaction. From Zhu Qiwu's reaction, it seemed the Starry Sky Spirit Clan was extraordinary. Even the usually calm Zhu Qiwu was so shocked. Realizing his reaction was too strong, Zhu Qiwu said in a low voice,
Members of the Starry Sky Spirit Clan all have the surname Tian, so it's correct that he's called Tian Zihan. But didn't you say his soul was devoured by the Devouring Gold Beast Emperor? How did you know his name?
Lin Moyu looked at Zhu Qiwu, pondering for a few seconds before slowly saying,
Senior, how about we make a deal?
Zhu Qiwu raised an eyebrow.
What kind of deal?
Lin Moyu said,
You tell me some things about the Starry Sky Spirit Clan, and I'll tell you a secret. Moreover, I can help you with some things in the future.
1225 Chapter 1225 Why do you suspect the Human Emperor Network? Shu Lin Moyu was very interested in the matters of the Starry Sky Spirit Clan. This race was too mysterious, and their spells were even more eerie. Although he hadn't formally fought against a member of the Starry Sky Spirit Clan, only against the devouring Gold Beast Emperor, Lin Moyu already felt a sense of horror. In retrospect, he couldn't even understand what laws they were using. On the surface, it seemed to be the law of gravity. As mentioned in the data, the Starry Sky Spirit Clan was proficient in the law of gravity. But the law of gravity couldn't weaken an opponent's abilities, let alone cause their realm to drop. It would be best to figure out their abilities. Otherwise, he would suffer the next time he encountered them. Zhu Qiwu pondered for a moment and then said in a low voice,
Regarding the Starry Sky Spirit Clan, you are not qualified to know yet.
Lin Moyu chuckled.
Naturally, I am only at the 6th rank of the true god, just cannon fodder on the battlefield. But I am talking about a deal. Think about it, how did I know?
Zhu Qiwu said.
Then tell me, what benefits do you offer in this deal? Are they really that good?
Lin Moyu nodded.
I guarantee they are useful and sometimes have miraculous effects.
Zhu Qiwu pondered for a few more seconds. Then his expression relaxed, and his brows also loosened.
All right, I will trust you this time. You won't be disappointed.
Lin Moyu put on a listening posture. Zhu Qiwu said seriously,
The Starry Sky Spirit Clan is one of the 4 great origin clans.
The 4 great origin clans? Lin Moyu heard this term for the first time. It was never mentioned in the data. Zhu Qiwu quickly explained.
The 4 great origin clans are the Starry Sky Spirit Clan, the Starry Sky Fish Clan, the Starry Sky Demon God Clan, and the Starry Sky God Clan. You have seen the Starry Sky Fish Clan, that girl named Yuqing Gru. You have also encountered the Starry Sky Spirit Clan this time. You probably haven't seen the Starry Sky Demon God Clan, and neither have I. As for the Starry Sky God Clan,
Lin Moyu perked up his ears, continuing to listen. Zhu Qiwu chuckled.
We are the Starry Sky God Clan.
What? This answer shocked Lin Moyu. Wasn't he a member of the human race? How could he be called the Starry Sky God Clan? A difference of one word in the name of a race meant they couldn't be the same race. Zhu Qiwu said.
Don't doubt it, we are the Starry Sky God Clan, but you are not yet qualified to be considered a member of the Starry Sky God Clan.
Lin Moyu cautiously asked.
What about you?
Zhu Qiwu sighed.
Almost qualified.
Almost qualified, which meant he still wasn't. But Zhu Qiwu didn't explain further, and shifted the topic back to the Starry Sky Spirit Clan.
The Starry Sky Spirit Clan lives in a very distant star region and has no contact with other races. They rarely move, but when they do, they have a purpose. The last time I heard about the Starry Sky Spirit Clan was over 500 years ago. At that time, there was news that they were looking for something. The spell you mentioned, with the giant holding up the sky, is one of their soul-based spells. In addition to being naturally proficient in the law of gravity, they are also proficient in the law of souls. The law of souls has many functions, and the spell you mentioned, where they kneel to you, should be a curse-type spell within the law of souls.
The law of souls is ranked in the first tier, very powerful, very mysterious, and very eerie. The law of souls directly attacks the soul, making it hard to grasp. No wonder the Starry Sky Spirit Clan is also proficient in the law of souls. It makes sense now.
We humans have some interactions with the Starry Sky Fish Clan, but almost none with the Starry Sky Spirit Clan. I also learned about them through data.
After Zhu Qiwu finished speaking, he looked at Lin Moyu, as if saying,
You should be happy now.
Lin Moyu pretended not to understand and continued to ask,
Senior, what exactly do the 4 great origin clans mean?
Zhu Qiwu said.
It's not something you should understand yet. I've already told you about the Starry Sky Spirit Clan. Now it's your turn.
He directly blocked Lin Moyu's question. Lin Moyu felt a bit helpless but had no choice. He couldn't win in a fight, so he had to accept it. Lin Moyu smiled slightly and took out a piece of flesh. This was a piece of demon flesh, and its realm before death should have been at the God King level. The flesh emitted a nauseating bloody smell, with blood almost dripping from it. Zhu Qiwu knew that Lin Moyu had a spell that could detonate corpses for attacks, with very powerful effects. So it wasn't surprising that Lin Moyu collected the corpses of strong beings. But what was he going to do with the corpse now? Lin Moyu said seriously,
Senior, can you promise me one thing? Let's hear it.
Zhu Qiwu didn't immediately agree. He couldn't promise Lin Moyu everything unless it was reasonable. Lin Moyu said,
Please don't tell others about this spell, and don't record it in the Human Emperor Network.
Zhu Qiwu frowned. Lin Muyu's request wasn't excessive. At the same time, Lin Muyu's demeanor also indicated that this spell was extraordinary. Zhu Qiwu still didn't directly agree, only saying in a low voice,
I will consider it.
Lin Moyu flicked a silver-white flame onto the corpse. The corpse immediately burned fiercely, illuminating the room, but strangely, there was no heat. Normally, the corpse should be burned to ashes or at least charred. But now, the corpse was rapidly regenerating in the flames. In an instant, it transformed from a piece of flesh into a complete demon. Zhu Qiwu was slightly shocked.
Body reconstruction?
Not only was the body reconstructed, but after the body was reborn, the soul fluctuations began to spread. The soul quickly reassembled, and in an instant it was restored. The demon, now a resurrected being, knelt before Lin Moyu, respectfully prostrating. Zhu Qiwu was even more shocked.
Resurrected.
Lin Moyu explained,
It's not resurrection. It's because of my spell that it became a resurrected being.
He then detailed the effects of the resurrection of the dead spell. He also mentioned that he learned Tian Zihan's name by resurrecting him. However, Tian Zihan had the ability to resist the resurrection of the dead spell and chose to self-destruct. Lin Moyu had no choice but to order his destruction. After a detailed explanation, Zhu Qiwu finally understood Lin Muyu's spell.
Amazing spell, truly amazing. It involves multiple laws, time, soul, life. Combining so many laws into one spell, it's unimaginable that such a spell exists in the world.
Zhu Qiwu immediately thought of many uses for this spell. On the battlefield, creating an army of resurrected beings to make the enemy fight among themselves, reducing one's own losses. And it ignores levels. The higher the battlefield level, the stronger the resurrected beings. Of course, this is just the most basic use. If used for interrogating information, obtaining secrets, or even resurrecting ancient supreme beings for one's own use, the spell's potential is immense. Zhu Qiwu also understood why Lin Moyu requested not to record the spell in the Human Emperor Network. It was indeed inappropriate. Zhu Qiwu lowered his voice, with a hint of doubt and questioning.
Why do you suspect the Human Emperor Network?
1226 Chapter 1226. Little guy, you have a lot to do. Shu Lin Moyu naturally couldn't suspect the Human Emperor Network. When he said this, he had already anticipated that Zhu Qiwu might ask such a question. He voiced his thoughts.
My name was just added to the Demon Clan's must-kill list, and the Demon Clan once hired the Buddha Clan to kill me. At that time, the Buddha Clan happened to come to our Human Clan to discuss Buddhism, and they recognized me at a glance. From that moment, I began to suspect that someone had leaked information from the Human Emperor Network. And this person must not be of low status. I'm afraid that more information will enter the Human Emperor Network and be leaked by someone with ulterior motives, leading to more people wanting to kill me. After all, I'm only at the 6th rank of the true god, just cannon fodder.
Lin Muyu's words made Zhu Qiwu laugh.
You, cannon fodder? I think an ordinary 6th rank god king would only be killed by you.
Lin Moyu smiled slightly and didn't say anything. Zhu Qiwu changed the subject.
But you're right, the Human Emperor Network itself has no problems, but some people in our human clan do have issues. Recently, I've also received news that someone leaked your information on the battlefield. Now, many people probably know you're here.
Zhu Qiwu chuckled.
Be careful when you go out.
Lin Moyu frowned.
Senior, aren't you going to investigate?
Leaking important information within the human clan is an act of betrayal and cannot be easily forgiven. Zhu Qiwu said,
Of course, we will investigate, but we won't deliberately pursue it. Sometimes, even if we find out, we won't deal with it. Like this time, the person who leaked the information has long been under our control. But there's no need to deal with him, just a clown. Sometimes, he can even be used.
Using such people, we can release false information. Lin Moyu nodded.
Indeed, and the information they get won't be too confidential.
He Chui know that.
It's convenient to talk to smart people. Not many people will know about your spell, and it won't enter the human emperor network, so you can rest assured. But as you said, when we need you to use this spell, you can't refuse.
Lin Moyu immediately said,
Of course not.
He Chui know that.
Go back. This time, your military rank promotion task was completed with extra merit, and the rewards won't be few.
Lin Moyu had one last question. As he got up, he asked,
Senior, I'm currently doing the second chain task, which requires completing 5 battlefield tasks. Does the military rank promotion task count as one?
Zhu Qiwu's eyes twinkled.
You'll know when the time comes.
Lin Moyu was speechless. This guy clearly wasn't going to tell him.
Know when the time comes. If I have to wait until then, why am I asking you now?
But this guy clearly wasn't going to tell him. Outside the room, Meng Gang and the others were waiting for Lin Moyu. After Lin Moyu came out, they returned to Fortress number 1 together. In the void outside Fortress number 10, Zhu Qiwu, who had been sitting cross-legged in the starry sky, slowly opened his eyes. He spoke in a voice only he could hear.
I've long heard that the Starry Sky Spirit Clan is looking for a treasure. A treasure that the Starry Sky Spirit Clan cares about must be extraordinary. Did he die in the beryllium gold source star because of the attraction of the beryllium gold essence, or was it because of that treasure? Did the little guy not mention it on purpose, or was there really no treasure? And the little guy's spell is very mysterious. How can there be such a magical spell in the world, unheard of?
He held a jade tablet in his hand, which glowed faintly as Zhu Qiwu injected his consciousness into it. After a moment, the jade tablet dimmed. Zhu Qiwu waited quietly, knowing that someone on the other end of the jade tablet had seen the message he sent. Now he just had to wait. About half an hour later, the jade tablet lit up automatically. A stream of information entered Zhu Qiwu's mind. After receiving the information, Zhu Qiwu couldn't help but smile.
Little guy, you have a lot to do.
Lin Moyu and Meng Gang returned to Fortress number 1. The first thing they did was go to the military merit office to submit their task. They had completed the task exceptionally well this time, and the rewards wouldn't be few. On the way, Wang Zhenghao and Rong Jie finally relaxed. For them, although they didn't contribute much to this task, the experience was extraordinary. It was like walking through the gates of hell, and their mindset had completely changed. Next time they face danger, they might be able to handle it calmly. At the military merit office at the task submission window, a god sovereign was sitting there. Meng Gang immediately saluted.
Elder Murong.
Murong Bafong, one of the elders of Fortress number 1. He was responsible for handling military merits and ranks, essentially Meng Gang's direct superior. Meng Gang didn't expect that Murong Bafong would personally handle their military rank promotion task. Usually, he would send a subordinate to take care of it. He glanced at Lin Moyu, thinking it must be because of Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu also saluted Murong Bafong.
Greetings, Elder Murong.
Murong Bafong looked quite old, exuding a peaceful aura, with kind eyes and a gentle demeanor. Murong Bafong stroked his beard and laughed.
No need to be so formal, young Lin. I came here specifically to handle your task after receiving a message from Elderly. So it was Li Yuanbai.
Lin Moyu thought. Otherwise, how could the other party be so attentive to his task completion? Li Yuanbai was an elder of Fortress number 6, and as a fellow god sovereign, he must be acquainted with Murong Bafong. Murong Bafong said,
Elderly came to verify the task earlier, and the basic information of the task is already in the Human Emperor network. Now, please take out your battlefield tokens, and I will verify the task for you.
They immediately handed their battlefield tokens to Morong Bafong. Lin Moyu wasn't clear about the verification process of the Human Emperor network. Perhaps the Human Emperor network had its own unique methods. The existence of the Human Emperor network was very mysterious, and its capabilities were far beyond Lin Muyu's current understanding. Morong Bafong personally handling their task caused quite a stir in the military merit office. Many people cast curious glances at Lin Moyu. As an elder of Fortress No. 1, anyone who had spent some time on the battlefield recognized Morong Bafong. Even if they didn't recognize him, it wasn't hard to guess his identity. Seeing a god sovereign standing there, an elder personally handling a task was surprising. People's curiosity was piqued, and many eyes were on Lin Moyu, who stood there with a graceful demeanor, attracting even more attention. Yuju also drew attention, standing there quietly, exuding a mature and alluring charm.
Is he a member of a prominent family? Impossible. The military wouldn't do this for a family member. Indeed, even if a genius from the Divine City came, they wouldn't have such privileges.
Suddenly, someone exclaimed,
I recognize him. He's the one who received the honor title recently. I remember now, it's him. He received the honor title. His name is Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu, the first on the Vermilion Bird Potential list.
1227, 1227. Chapter 1227. This is actually a one-time use item. Exclamations echoed throughout the military merit office, drawing even more attention. Lin Muyu's name on the Vermilion Bird Potential list represented genius in the eyes of all cultivators in the Vermilion Bird Star region. Ranking in the top few was already impressive, but being first meant he was among the most talented in recent years in the Vermilion Bird Star region. Lin Muyu's identity was no secret. In the past, he might have been reluctant to reveal himself, but now, with the support of 2 great original spells, it was almost impossible for anyone below the God Sovereign level to kill him. With this confidence, he could naturally be more high-profile. Zhuang Bai's words still echoed in his ears. He needed the power of faith, needed to be first on the 3 lists, and low-key was not an option. So when Lin Moyu received the honor title, he had already revealed his identity. Anyone with a bit of intelligence could figure out who he was. Amidst the commotion, Morong Bafong also showed a look of surprise. He knew Lin Moyu had completed the task and would receive a substantial reward, but he didn't expect the reward to be so generous. In all his years as an elder, he had never seen such a reward.
Elder Morong, is there a problem?
Lin Moyu asked, noticing Morong Bafong's unusual expression.
No.
Morong Bafong quickly smiled.
Lin Shio's reward is truly enviable. Oh?
Lin Moyu was also curious about what kind of reward could surprise a God Sovereign elder. Morong Bafong returned the battlefield token to Lin Moyu.
Lin Xiaoyu, see for yourself.
Lin Moyu took the battlefield token, which glowed faintly, and he immediately received information from the Human Emperor network. Task completed. Military rank promotion task. Task completion. Overachieved. Basic task reward. Honor Sergeant rank, 1,000 military merits. Overachievement reward, 2,000 military merits, 1 contribution point, 1 military supply point. Due to killing a large number of enemy races during the task, a total of 3,000 military merits were awarded. Since the kills occurred during the military rank promotion task, they were included in the task statistics. In addition to successfully promoting to sergeant, Lin Moyu received a total of 6,000 military merits, 1 contribution point, and 1 military supply point. Lin Moyu realized that what had surprised Elder Morong Bafong was likely the military supply point. Not knowing what a military supply point was, Lin Moyu decided to ask rather than guess. He looked at the kind and amiable Morong Bafong and respectfully asked,
Elder Morong, what is a military supply point?
Morong Bafong chuckled.
It's a good thing, on par with contribution points. A military supply point is the key to the military supply warehouse. With one military supply point, you can choose one item from the warehouse.
Lin Moyu was shocked. No wonder Morong Bafong was so surprised. The military supply warehouse stored all the military supplies. It could be said that all the treasures in the military could be found there, including the replica of the war god fortress he had seen before. With one military supply point, he could choose any item from the warehouse, even the war god fortress. The value of a war god fortress was self-evident. Even someone as composed as Lin Moyu felt like he had been hit by a pie falling from the sky. It was too incredible. Morong Bafong laughed.
But don't get too excited. A military supply point is just a key and a voucher. What you can exchange for still depends on your military rank.
As expected, there were limitations. Military rank represented military merit, and the higher the rank, the higher the military merit. Military merit also, to some extent, represented cultivation level. As far as Lin Moyu knew, to reach the rank of general, one needed to be at least at the 7th rank of the God Sovereign. Elder Morong Bafong, in front of him, was at least at the 4th or 5th rank of the God Sovereign but still hadn't reached the rank of general. Among the 10 fortresses, only the Guardian Zhu Qiwu and the 10 Legion commanders had reached the rank of general, all of whom were above the 7th rank of the God Sovereign. Lin Moyu asked,
What military rank do I need to exchange for the war god fortress?
Morong Bafong's smile grew kinder.
Lin Xiaoyu has great ambitions.
Lin Moyu smiled.
One must have dreams.
Morong Bafong whispered,
The war god fortress in the military supply warehouse, though a replica, can still rival a 7th rank god sovereign when fully armed. The conditions for exchanging it are naturally stringent, a 9th rank colonel.
This condition was extremely stringent. A 9th rank colonel required at least 900,000 military merits. Given the difficulty of earning military merits, who knew how many years it would take to accumulate 900,000? Military merits were hard to earn. Lin Moyu had killed so many enemies in this task and only earned 6,000 military merits. On average, one enemy was worth less than one military merit. Moreover, military merits were consumed. Purchasing supplies would deplete them. As long as one was on the battlefield, it was hard to avoid spending military merits. If one left the battlefield, earning military merits became even more difficult. Considering all this, 900,000 military merits seemed like an unattainable goal. Morong Bafong saw Lin Muyu's expression and knew what he was thinking. So he continued,
I have a suggestion. Lin Xiaoyu can consider it.
Lin Moyu immediately said respectfully,
Please advise, Elder. Before reaching the required military rank, do not open the military supply warehouse. The military supply point is both a key and a voucher. Once used, it cannot be refunded.
Hearing this, Lin Moyu was startled. He had indeed thought about taking a look at what was in the warehouse, but Morong Bafong's words completely dispelled that idea. This thing was actually a one-time use item. Once used, he had to exchange for something or it would be wasted. Lin Moyu couldn't help but ask,
What if I have more military supply points?
Morong Bafong laughed.
Lin Xiaoyu indeed has great ambitions. If you have more military supply points, you can take a good look. Opening the warehouse only requires 1 point. All right, my task is done here. I'll take my leave.
Lin Moyu immediately saluted.
Take care, Elder.
After Morong Bafong left, the pressure of the God Sovereign gradually dissipated. Even though Morong Bafong hadn't deliberately released his pressure, the natural aura of a God Sovereign made Meng Gang and the others feel suffocated. Now that he was gone, they finally relaxed. Yuzhu patted her chest, looking relieved.
Elder Morong's realm is still not enough. He hasn't reached the 7th rank of the God Sovereign.
Lin Moyu glanced at her, roughly guessing what she meant. Morong Bafong couldn't completely hide his God Sovereign aura. People like Zhu Qiwu and Zhu Tian, who were at the peak of the God Sovereign, could conceal their aura entirely, making it impossible to tell they were God Sovereigns unless they revealed it. Clearly, Yuzhu's family had similar strong individuals, and she often interacted with such experts. Meng Gang said in a low voice,
The rewards this time are quite good.
Yuju echoed.
Yes, 1,000 military merits, and the rank promotion.
Meng Gang said.
I got 1,500 military merits.
After this task, his rank was restored to second sergeant. Yuju looked at Lin Moyu.
Captain, how many military merits did you get?
1,228.